Blog Talk Radio.
It was war about a week ago. They shot my man, I was with him about a week ago. In my city, round the city, we should stop that. Keep losing, trying to win with the get back. Don't you see where that gets us? Who's cooler? There's a body, there's a shooter. There's a man without a future, now his homies out to get ya. And the cycle just continues if we only just remember that we stronger together. We was made here to give, we was made here to love, we was made here to live. Yeah, we stronger together. We was made here to give, we was made here to love, we was made here to live. Now get your money, get success, and live a good life. Need to put your guns down and get your mind right. Get your money, get success, and live a good life. You need to put the guns down and get your mind right. Now won't you make peace? Won't you make something like yourself? Won't you make something like make peace? Won't you make something like yourself? Yeah, nah, revenge ain't sweet. Now when you gotta watch your back and you just can't sleep, it's a lot of other things that you just could be. A better man, better woman, better human being. Instead of building one another, we killing up all our brothers, consoling them crying mothers. They got us in front of judges, they got us in orange jumpers, cuff us and put us under. This ain't the life of none of us, we need every one of us. We stronger together, we was made here to give, we was made here to love, we was made.
Hey, we stronger together. That's making peace by Elevate Your Game. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hey.
What's up, Miss Vicky?
What's up, DJ Dika? Hey, listeners.
This is DJ Dika.
And Miss Vicky in the house.
Of Tunnel Vision. Y'all see, listeners, you know, Miss Vicky was really enjoying that song, right? Okay. Glad that we was able to be DJ for Miss Vicky before the show to get her all pumped up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, different time. You know, we just have the technical difficulties, so we want you to know that, hey, what you learn? I was in theater, you know, when people that act, and I was one of them, you know, the show must go on. So that's the mindset we have today, the show must go on. Because I ain't going to lie, this is my stress relief, my therapy, okay? So, hey, we have to figure it out. So we just thank God for the technical difficulties being figured out, and then God allowing me to have the skill set to figure it out and be the technical what do you call it? The producer to make this show go on. Thank you very much. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You know, I'm using God a lot for a second and saying hallelujah, hallelujah, because we're going through. Okay, so when you're going through, hey, you don't have time to have no pity parties. You know what I'm saying? But there are people that do. I'm just saying, when you feel that pity party coming on, you call on me and Vicky, because we let it be known that we're Christian. We call on the Lord. But for others that might not, you know, believe in God, but they have a higher power, whatever your faith may be, you call on that. Okay? So that's all I'm saying.
And plus this, and then plus DJ Dika.
Yeah.
DJ Dika.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to add to it, you know, some people just need to practice self-control. You know what I'm saying? And you do things to build yourself up so that when you have a moment, you can do certain things. Like some people work out and they release stress that way. So then that way they don't, you know, when a moment arises, they can handle it. Because believe me, there's a lot of people that go through, most people go through something every day. And everybody has to find a coping mechanism, something that'll help them cope, you know. And sometimes people that have a relationship with God don't have coping skills. So even if they do have a relationship, so some people don't have a relationship, and they have the coping skills. The only thing they're missing is God. You know what I'm saying? So everybody needs coping skills.
Tell it, Dr. Vicky. Tell it, Dr. Vicky.
That's what we use, is coping skills. And I mean, we sharing today about something, issues of life, but I mean, it's always something that be going on. But it's just, some days is more than others. That's all.
So we were just being transparent about what happened to us today. But thank you, Dr. Vicky.
Yeah, with our technical difficulties.
Some real life stuff. That was some real life stuff.
Yeah, we just had some technical difficulties. Yeah, we just had some technical difficulties today.
See, listeners,
that
was very fruitful information she gave. I tell her all the time she missed her calling. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get her a doctor's jacket. Anyway, moving on, but those little nuggets that we gave will kind of help what we're going to discuss today, so we'll touch on it a little bit more when we get into our subject matter. But the title of today is we're going to have real talk. It's been happening like random thoughts the last 2 weeks and having real talk lately, because there are a lot of things going on in our society where sometimes we just got to have this real talk. Not a certain subject or topic, just real talk. How you feel about things going on in the day. So, today's topic is the topic of the day. So, we got a lot that's been going on for the last 2 weeks. We want to touch on, we're sending our prayers to the family members of the ones that lost some loved ones. This happened the week before last on a Tuesday, the killing in Atlanta, where there were 8 people that were killed, and out of the 8, there were women of the Asian, what is the proper way to say it? That were Asian. I'm trying to be politically correct, of ethnicity. And they lost their life, and it was said to be a hate crime, because for the last, since this happened, and even before that, I could say that there have been, after we were going through Black Lives Matter, and then around the COVID was happening, it was kind of put out there from the former administration that the COVID came from China, whether it did or it didn't. It kind of caused people to kind of feel a certain way toward people of the Asian ethnicity, and that wasn't fair, that wasn't right. So it's kind of continuing where it's, now the social justice is the hatred toward Asian Americans. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your skin color is. Nobody deserves to deal with hate or be afflicted with any kind of hate or hate crimes whatsoever. And I'm talking about ethnicity because that's what's going on. It's going on for a while. First it was Black Lives Matter, and now it's Asian. But it could also be, based on your gender, your ethnicity, your faith. The list goes on and on. You get the point. Do you have anything to comment on that, Ms. Vicky?
I just think that, it's just sad how we have hate crimes and, people are racist or, or even violent. I just think that mental health is so important. And I think prayer is important, and I also think that mental health is important. I think they should teach that in school, in primary school.
Yes.
And I think they should, how they have classes that you have to take when you first start in elementary or first grade, And then I think when you get to middle school, like they have homemaker chore and things like that, where they're teaching you how to cook, the basic stuff. I think they should implement. They need to include parenting and mental health. I think they should include that. But that's all I have to say. You said enough about that.
Thank you. And along with that, back in the day, me and Vicky kind of, we won't say our age, but back in the day, when we in school, that class, what is it called? It should be up there with that sex education class, and where your parents had to sign the paper, for you to attend the class. Quite fruitful. I'm trying to remember was I able to go to class? And then my mother signed the paper. I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, it should be along that. I think nowadays there should be a class taught about ethnicity, learning how to get along with all different ethnicities, mental health, like Vicki said. I also want to include how to get along or relate to people with disabilities. I really feel that should be implemented as well. So moving on.
Amen.
Also what was going on, and on I have a side note, and on that note, some of the things that we talk about on the radio show is sometimes based on our real life experiences. So for us, we're not going to just talk the talk. We're literally walking the walk. So when I say the whole situation about disabilities as we speak, I am, I've said this before for people that have been listening, but we might have some new listeners. I am a person with a disability, so we will be talking about that in a second. And I am also an advocate for people with disabilities and social issues in general. So disability is one of them, and I have went to classrooms and talked to students about being a person with a disability and empowering them. So I'm not just getting her on the air and saying we should do this, we should do that, and not walking it out. I just wanted to put that out there. And so since I brought up disabilities, March is, along with Women's History Month, which is today is the last day. So next week we'll go into April. Wow, it's going to be April. Man, time is going by when you're having fun. So along with Women's History Month is also Disability Awareness. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. I said the wrong thing. Excuse me. There's Disability Employment Awareness Month in October. But in March, it is Developmental Disability Awareness Month. And I'm going to be transparent. I just found this out just recently, okay? The advocate that I am, and I didn't know that this particular month existed. So March has been recognized as Developmental Disability Awareness Month. And this was implemented in 1987 when President Reagan issued a public proclamation urging Americans to provide individuals with developmental disabilities the encouragement and opportunities they need to lead productive lives and to achieve their full potential. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you would like to look up more about developmental disabilities, you can look it up on this website, www.develeux.org. And it's talking about developmental disabilities and promoting inclusion. So I'm going to expand on that a little bit more. Just recently, I've been trying to embrace these words. It was very challenging for me. I did not want to embrace that word because on paper, but I'm going to share my story. I do have a physical disability. I also have learning disabilities. So on paper, when you have to deal with organizations that help you and give you assistance, your life is on paper. So on the paper, I am categorized as a person with a disability who has a developmental disabilities. And I was like, I don't like that word. Why do they have that on their paper? So while I was reading this article, it made sense to me. So now I have to rethink some things now and not be so mad at the word. So just to give a few examples of what a developmental disability is. So this is according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Developmental disabilities are defined as impairments in physical, learning, language, or behavior areas that include. And the reason why, through education, I understand now why they have this on this paper is due to the particular disability that I have. So these are the disabilities that are categorized under developmental disabilities. Autism spectrum disorders. So if you have children under this category, it, on paper is considered developmental disability. Cerebral palsy, and that is what